this is Joe Zekas from newhomenotebook.com, and I'm at 600 Sheridan Road. I've just met the delightful Maureen Mohling.
Thank you.
She's still going to hate me for saying this, but she's one of the true great pros on North Shore real estate.
Thank you.
And
anyway, you're in for a real treat today. This is a Seyfarth home that has great bones, great design, great traffic flow that has been updated, restored, refurbished, all of the above by a perfectionist. So you're in for a very, very wonderful treat. Almost on, I think, 0.97 of an acre, with all the basic charm and integrity of the house has remained intact. It's very special with a lot of sex appeal inside and
well, just take me in there, Maureen, and let's take a look.
Right, and you'll notice the carvings on the outside. It's a very welcoming home, even though it's very special. It doesn't have, I don't feel, maybe at the end of our tour you'll tell me, a very pretentious feel. It's a very comfortable home that is not fragile either. You can shut a front door, you can walk on the floors, you can stomp your feet, and you're in for a good time.
One thing to notice, I did a little research on Robert E. Seyfarth and learned that the lack of decorative features on the exterior of the home, except for the entryway, is one of the hallmarks of his housing. So we are looking at a very distinctive, very decorative arched entryway and a fairly spare detailing on the rest of the home.
Right, right. The entry hall, you'll notice, is spacious with the high ceilings, a lot of arches. There's a limestone inset floor here, which makes it comfortable for all of our year-round weather problems in Chicago.
And
to make you feel at home.
I love this grand foyer. It separates the living spaces from the traffic corridors.
Right, and nothing is worse when you walk into a house and you're all crowded and you have guests together and they're all talking to each other and then you're pushing them someplace. This, especially also the windows, I think you just feel very welcoming. The floors you'll see have a parquet, almost a Bargello inset to them, and they're original. They were taken up, resanded, restained, and laid down again.
Beautiful
but this,
flooring.
Yeah, it is, and there isn't every window is like a picture frame. There isn't really a bad view in the entire home. Again, you'll see the hallmarks of our architect with the mantle above the fireplace, the windows, everything has been replaced.
A grand-sized living room.
Really, yes. But still, I think, welcoming. Very, not, you still want to come in. I think the window insets here, and the window seats, the built-in cabinetry.
Surprising amount of very subtle detailing.
Right.
Dental moldings.
And the French doors here are original, and you notice this was a sunroom. And the owner wanted to replicate what this originally was. So these windows represent what would have been the screens. So you still have this fabulous view.
Huge backyard, sprawling backyard.
With the brick surround wall.
You're more familiar with the area than I am, Maureen. How unusual is it to have a yard that size in this part of Glencoe?
It's very, very difficult to find. Even a half an acre is coveted, much less 0.97 of an acre. And the house sits squarely on the property. So if you wanted to put a pool in the back, it would be very easy to do. Also, that I think the owner felt that you could put a pool more over to the family area so you wouldn't interrupt this view. This is kind of a office, library setup. Maybe if the family wanted to do their computers and do their homework, they were here. Or if you just wanted to come in and get away from it all and do your balance your checkbook, or...
You have these great windows and these great arches looking west at this point, so you'd have great afternoon sunlight, if we ever see the sun again.
Well, that's our gray Chicago days. And then you'll notice the beams, which are trademarks too. And here is like a bar. There's a wine bar here. If you're entertaining, you could off the dining room here or off the office study.
And now we have
It's original. This is the dining room. Fireplace is a unique setting, and then also the alcoves.
beautiful paneling.
Right.
You could easily accommodate a dinner party of 12, 12 16, even 20 in this room.
I'm thinking about maybe having even 2 dining room tables in here, with one, maybe just a drop leaf table here in front, with for maybe 4 people, and then having a more formal. People now, your designers will tell you that a dining room will become a library, and you use it not just for 4 or 5 occasions a year, but year round. And here's the, I think, spectacular part, is the kitchen, breakfast room.
Oh, this great sunny breakfast
It really
room.
is, and whenever I walk in, and it has this pressed-on system, which I can turn all the lights on with one button, and I can turn all the lights off. I can adjust the heat. I can turn on the music. I can do just about anything and leave town and adjust the heat. But we all gravitate toward this room.
It's filled with light. Got windows on 3 sides.
Right. And also accessibility too. If you wanted to go out to a formal garden here in the future, or to the north to where a pool would be, it's all available to you.
And it looks like the kitchen's been completely redone also.
Totally redone, and just a lot of very, very special features. We have the convection oven, the huge stainless steel sink with all the bells and whistles, and
Is the cabinetry original here?
no, this has all been totally redone. This is a Sub-Zero, which I think is pretty exciting
wow.
here.
That is an awesome
Isn't that
Sub-Zero.
just here. And then you'll also notice just the thickness of the granite here, and then combined with the marble.
I'm seeing a sign here that says half-court heated indoor basketball.
Right, right. That's the next treat you're going to see. And then also a separate sink over here for vegetables, or again, if you're entertaining, and a wine bar or whatever the case may be, which is what they're using over here.
I keep being drawn to these windows in
Yes,
the
yes.
breakfast nook area.
Right, right. And there's 2 dishwashers. But there's just everything. I can't think of any more.
Well, there seems to be a lot more, so lead me on there.
Yeah, and then one thing we did miss, Joe, when we came in, remember the grand foyer, and then here would be the formal powder room here, which is beautiful with the herringbone tile floor, which is reminiscent very much of the 1920s flooring.
Crown moldings and detailing.
Right. It's very, very, very pretty. And you'll get a glimpse here of the bridal staircase, and also you'll notice too the curve, which I think is, you just don't see in a newer home.
And
Very subtle.
the curve of the banisters on the second floor really mirrors the curve of the arches that sweep throughout the house.
Right.
Fun space.